Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Prolific Expression. I have some waterfall and birds in the background. Usually have music. However, today, wanted to put some plain old nature. Hear the birds, hear the waterfall, different types of birds. I can hear the breeze, the trees moving back and forth. I could hear how peaceful it is out there. How everything is just being, living. Not worried, not judging, nothing. Just being. All right, let's get it started. Right. Gotta get this. These computers, man, they're so. There we go. All right, mic check 1 2 1 2. Yes. Hello, hello. Boom, boom, boom. Could you give me a thumbs up, TK? See if you could hear me. Hell yeah, there we go. That's the white man right there. All right. Welcome everybody to Prolific Expression once again. Like I said, I wanted to speak on judgment today. There's a lot of there's quotes out there and that makes sense, you know what I mean? So I was looking at judgment and here we go. Let's see right here. This is all in the Bible about judgment. So let's see, where is it? Here's one right here. With my lips have I declared all the judgment of thy mouth. If you begin to listen to how the Bible speaks about judgment, it truly ends up coming back towards you. So when you are judging another person, you're actually judging yourself. So if you think that person's lazy, you're judging yourself as lazy. If you think that person's a moron, you're judging yourself as a moron. If you think that person is not smart, same thing, you're judging yourself as smart. And you're also playing the role of God, which you are not. The only person that could actually judge is God. You should not be going out there judging people or judging yourself. That's not your job. Your job is just to be. It's God's job to judge. So when you begin to judge other people or yourself, you are pretty much playing the role of God. And that's pretty much a sin. If you read the Bible, it tells you all these things, you know what I mean? So let me see what's another thing right here. I remember thy judgment of old, O Lord, and have comfort myself. Turn away my reproach, which I fear, for thy judgment are good. I have not departed from thy judgment, for thou hast taught me. Man, the language of the Bible is pretty hard to understand and dissect. So that's why I'm saying, I mean, you don't have to listen to me. You go out there and do your own research about judgment. And if you and everybody's judging out there. I mean, I'm not saying I'm free from judgment. I still judge. However, I'm working towards not judging, and it's something that it's not easy. All right, here we go. Do not judge, or you too will be judged. For in the same way you judge others, you will be judged. And with the measure you use, it will be measured to you. So when you begin to stop judging people, you will notice that they will come to you and then start talking about their life and telling you how their life is so hard or so good. They're pretty much seeing you as or seeing you as a person that doesn't judge them, so they go out there and I don't know, maybe they're looking for acknowledgement or something. So and at that point they see you as higher than themselves. So if they see you higher than themselves, there will be room there for when you disagree with them, for them not to like you anymore or not respect you. And that's why when you guys have situations or problems, you should really keep them to yourself. Unless you're, let's say, with a tribe, with people and guys that are on the same path and understand this. If they don't, then you pretty much should keep your problems to yourself and God. God knows your problems. You know what I mean? We're born in sin as it is. So there's that right there. So let's see if there's another one here. But here's the thing. There's people judging all the time, man. And there's people watching me right now probably judging my speech, probably judging how I carry myself and all that. And you are pretty much judging yourself. Simple as that. So how do you get here? Well, that's the thing. You got to work on yourself every day. Yeah. Yeah. You know, sometimes when you are going through let's say problems or whatever, as right now I am not problems, but like mind that goes blank. The best thing to do is like I did right now is just stay quiet and observe and watch yourself and be aware of your surroundings and be present. And then the answers will come to you. So when you're going through a problem or when you're going through situations that are chaotic or anything, just go and just sit in silence. And when you do that, you will notice that the answer will come to you. So if you look for the answer, you will not find the answer. So if you sit in silent That's why I noticed that in church they say, "Oh, let's have a moment of silence," or let's stay quiet and just be silent. Then everybody's silent for a little bit, you know. So you could actually do that throughout your day. You could let's say you're going through let's say you're going through money problems, so the bills are stacked up. You start going, oh shit, where am I gonna get this money from? Oh man, I don't have enough money for this, for that, for this. What you do is go and sit down, relax, and be silent. Close your eyes and let those thoughts just come to you. Oh, you should do this, you shouldn't do this, you should get it from here, you shouldn't do this, you blah blah blah. Just sit there and watch those thoughts and stay relaxed. Do it for 10, 15 minutes or whatever, 5 minutes, 3 minutes, whatever it is. Just sit there and watch those thoughts go through and be silent and be present. And the answer will come to you. And at the end of the day, it's really not a big deal. You have, if you have food and a roof over your head, and not even a roof over your head, you could actually go to sleep under a tree, under a bridge. You know what I mean? You could sleep in places. Now, food, you don't need much food to survive, you know? So as long as you have your basic necessities, there is no reason for you to be all chaotic or worried or any of those things. Like I said before, the emotions are not they're not in your team. You know what I mean? Sadness, mad, angry, all that. So the best thing to do is not judge anybody. Don't even judge yourself. You're not God. And there's better words for this. I'm trying to see if I could articulate them better. Let's see. Do not judge other people. Do not judge yourself. Then, how do you know what's right from wrong? You know what's right from wrong. You know when you do something wrong, you will feel it. You will not even feel it. You will know. You will know. It will not sit with you well. You know what I mean? So an example, let's say, what's a good example? There we go. Let's say the mortgage is coming and you were supposed to pay it, and your wife and all that. And then you use as a man that money to go, let's say, I don't know, something. No, that's a bad example. See, let me sit in silence and see this right now. We could all practice silence. YouTube, let's practice silence right now. All right, I'm gonna practice it. So I'm gonna just be here for, let's say, about a minute. Probably 30 seconds, because I know YouTube landed a little different. We'll put it right here for 30 seconds. And just listen. Right now I'm hearing dogs howling and all that. Just listen to what's going on. So let's see. All right. When you're driving a car, when you're working, when you're by yourself, you usually have entertainment. You have music, you have your podcast on, you have lectures on, you have everything. Why not just be in silent? There's times where I'm sitting in traffic. Let's see, it's already all coming to me. I'm sitting in traffic and the drive is like an hour. I've actually put nothing on. No music, no podcast, no nothing. I'm just there driving on down the road, watching, being present, and listening. And it's amazing what you could see. You could see so many things. I'm listening to the air just. I'm watching the cars all around. I've seen foxes run past the road, because it's a desert where I've been driving. You see the crows flying, you see all the animals are around, and you're present. And then you begin to be so present that those thoughts that come to you, those problems that come to you, Boom, they fade away. So I'm gonna do 30 seconds right now and just be present. I'm not even gonna close my eyes. I'm just gonna be here watching the camera, listening, like yeah, just 30 seconds. So here we go. Boom. There we go. 30 seconds. It was very peaceful, actually. Those 30 seconds were peaceful as I'm looking around. I was present. I was looking at my maybe right here. I was looking at this incense. I was looking at the smoke. I was smelling it. I was looking at my I have a couple of posters here. I have a poster of a lion with sheep around. I have some animals. I was just being present and being peaceful, man. I was just chilling. I was just looking. I heard a dog bark also, and you begin to see what's going on around in your surroundings. People are so in their head, they're not even aware of other people around you. An example, I was at the grocery store a couple days ago, and I was being present. I had nothing on, not on my phone, not nothing. And then there was people around. There was a guy behind me literally breathing down my neck, and he didn't even notice he was that close because he was on his phone. However, I could feel his bad breath, his neck breathing down my neck. You know what I mean? So I turn around and like he's oblivious. He's just in his own head in his phone. And then I look behind him and there's a lady there. She's just in her head. She's looking down, looking at a magazine, and nobody is present. Nobody is aware of what's going on. Everybody is just in their head. And when they do see someone else, they are judging. You could tell in their eyes by the way they look at you. They look at you from the top and bottom, they make a face or something like that. They're judging you. So when you stop becoming when you stop being in your head and you look at someone, you judge instead of just looking at that person and just like when you look at an great example, when you look at a dog, I don't think you judge the dog. Let's say the dog's sleeping and it's just chilling there. Are you going to judge the dog? Man, that dog's lazy. Well, you know what? The funny part is maybe most people will be doing shit like that. Yeah. So there's many examples out there. So let's see. Matthew 7:1. Do not judge others. Judge not that you be not judged. Oh, I read that one. That's another. Judge not. Luke 7:3-7. Judge not, and you will not be judged. Condemned not, and you will not be condemned. Forgive, and you will be forgiven. Give, and you will be given to you. Good measure, pressed down, shaken together, running over, will be put into your lap. For the measure you use, it will be measured back to you. Pretty much, it's whatever you do to other people is going to come back to you. So especially let's give an example on relationships. You give what you get. Now, if the pendulum goes one way or the other, let's see, what's a great example? A great example is a lot of times women think they're always in the right. I've noticed that a lot. And that at the end of the day is mother. You have not forgiven your mother. You got to forgive your mother. Once you forgive your mother, you will begin to heal all the anger and all those emotions. They will begin to fade away. However, I don't know if women will ever um, lose those emotions. They are very emotional creatures. They are controlled by the emotions, pretty much. Those emotions could be considered entities or devils or whatever. And Yeah, it's just the way it is. You got to forgive mother, forgive father. And yeah, is there any questions? Do you have any questions there, Mr. TK? I'm almost gonna end this. I see you hustling out there.
No, I don't. You see me what?
Hustling,
Can you hear
working.
me?
Yeah, yeah, I can hear you. You're
Also,
working.
yeah, yeah, serving. Yeah, it was really cool. Uh, when you paused in the beginning there, and I was like, at first, I'm like, is something wrong, you know? And I don't know if you just like ran out of things to say or forgot, you know, lost your train of thought like I do when I go live sometimes. And just
Hmm.
seeing you sit there like real authentic and deal with it and just say, hey, this is what's going on, you know, not fighting it. Like hearing AZD sometimes through lecture, just say like, what was I talking about? You know, because I used to think I was dumb and I just be afraid to do what we're doing, you know,
Yeah.
because sometimes I would just completely lose my train of thought. And here it's a common thing. So I just wanted to thank you for that, for showing like a real authentic representation. Oh,
Also, no doubt, man. That's one of the things, sometimes I'd rather be authentic and be like, hey, I don't know what's going on, so I'll sit in silence instead of there was times before where I would try and keep speaking like, oh man, or so that's why I'm just gonna sit here in silence and see what comes to me, and then it gets awkward. I mean, I'm right here by myself. However, let's say if it was in a church or whatever, or a social setting, you're talking and then you're just quiet and people are just watching you. It does become to get awkward, and then someone will say something. However, if everybody just sat there and watched, or just like be, something will come to you, and yeah, man, it's very cool to see things like that, man. All right, my brother. Let's see. I'm gonna end this soon. I want to see if I could read one more. Roman 2:13. Therefore, you have no excuses, O man, every one of you who judges. For in passing judgment on another, condemn yourself, because you, the judge, practice the very same things. We know that the judgment of God rightly falls on those who practice such things. Do you suppose, O man, you who judge those who practice such things and yet do them yourself, that you will escape the judgment of God? So, everybody that judges out there, take a good look in the mirror. You're pretty much judging yourself. So, the best way to do is just be. You know what? I was watching the news last time. I rarely watch that because it's so fake and crazy. They were saying there. Was the setting or whatever. They say, can dogs judge you? They're already framing animals, or listen, there are framing dogs that are judging now. So now they're beginning to put they're beginning to say dogs are judging human beings. And that's very dangerous. Once you start going towards that, it's like, oh shit, the dogs are judging. It's like, what's going on here, dude? That's why some of these dogs are so messed up. You know what? you know, if your dog is scared, I got this from Caesar Milan. If your dogs are scared, it's because you're scared. If your dogs are nervous, it's because you're nervous. If if your dog will mimic the energy you have or portray. So that's why they're trying to frame it as a dog's judge now. And that's just plain dumb, man. Jesus. Anyways, it's getting crazy out there, man. TK sees it. It's getting crazy out there. When the news media starts saying that dogs are judging you, that's when you know it's crazy. They're pretty much saying the media is judging you. The media is playing God. Anybody who judges is playing God. So leave the judgment towards God. I judge no one. However, like I said, I'm not free from that. I still do, but that's where I'm headed towards. And That's my plan, to get there someday, and I'm sure I'll get there. It's just gonna take some time. So once again, thank you everybody for joining me. There's TK once again. Beyond clarity, man. Every time I see that moon, man, and this is fucking cool to see, dude. I don't know where you got it from, but it was like that's a fucking badass little thumbnail, man, showing your thumb right there. All right, my brother. I'll see you around. Thank you everybody for coming.